It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 22nd of July. I'm Michael Groff. When you step outside this morning, you'll feel it. Humidity levels are up, the monsoon moisture on the increase, and that's going to spell rain chances across much of the state in coming days. Of course, the devil is always in the details. When, where, how much, and how long will it all last? Well, let's dive in and talk about it. First, yesterday in the valley, 109 degrees was our afternoon high, 89 the morning low. The normal high, 106, the normal low, 84. Outside now here at 8:15 a.m. It's mostly sunny out there, but it feels quite a bit different than recent days. 91 degrees at Sky Harbor, but look at that dew point, up to 63, relative humidity 39%. The winds are light and the barometer is rising. Temperatures around the area this morning, 80 degrees at Thompson Peak. They're up at the nearly 4,000 foot level. Elsewhere, we're generally in the mid-80s to low 90s through the metro. Satellite around the southwest reveals most of the clouds over the eastern third of Arizona. Some convection still ongoing over northwest Mexico, where we have an inverted trough down there, and that's going to play a pretty good role in our weather going forward. Elsewhere around the state, the flow aloft has switched out of the south, and that's why it feels so much more humid out there this morning, and that's going to also open the door for that deeper monsoon moisture and better rain chances to come in. Here's the watch warning map. The primary concern here across the west remains fire danger. We still have the red flag warnings from northwest Arizona through the Mojave Desert up into the Great Basin, the Intermountain regions. Elsewhere across the country, some heat advisories for the middle Atlantic coast as they've continued to roast. Here's the convective outlook for today. The standard slight risk of severe storms, including Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlantic City, New York City. A marginal risk for the adjacent areas there. Another marginal risk out here over the Great Basin from around Elko, Nevada, up toward Boise, Idaho. And yet another marginal risk for parts of Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska. In Arizona, we're in the green. Some thunderstorms possible, but in our part of the state, that risk, I would say, is pretty low, as we'll outline. Let's take a little peek at the tropics. First, we have a wave out over the Gulf of Mexico with a 90% chance of development over the next couple of days as that approaches the Texas coast. That should bring much needed rain to that area. Out there over the central Atlantic, we have Tropical Storm Gonzalo that has just developed. Maximum sustained winds here, 45 miles per hour. Central pressure down to 1,003 millibars, moving to the west-northwest. And this is expected to enter the Caribbean, but the fairly good news with this is that it will encounter drier air and some stronger winds aloft. It is not expected to intensify much beyond this point. But of course, with tropical systems, you always have to keep an eye on things. Out in the Pacific, meanwhile, we have a tropical storm worth watching as well. This is Douglas. Maximum sustained winds 65 miles per hour, moving to the west. A turn toward the northwest and an intensification to a hurricane is anticipated. This will be approaching the Hawaiian Islands this weekend, but as it does, it will encounter cooler waters and slowly weaken, but the official forecast track from the Hurricane Center brings it pretty close to the Big Island by Sunday night. The primary threat from this system will be heavy rain. And taking a look at rainfall for the next 7 days from the WPC here. Yeah, pretty interesting rainfall gradient. Nothing for the Colorado River, the extreme western portion of the state. 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch for us here in the valley. And rain amounts between 2 and 3 inches for the eastern rim, the White Mountains, and southeast Arizona along the international border. Of course, your amount will vary. Any one storm can produce more than what's shown here. But this is an average across the area. Let's take a look at the modeling here and see what's going on with this monsoon pattern. Check it out. The GFS, the 06Z run, valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. This is the upper chart at about 18,000 feet. And the basic synoptic features on the board, we've got a short wave over the central and northern California coast, a kicker system further back across the Pacific Northwest, western Canada, and a ridge to the east. So it all spells out a deep southerly flow aloft over Arizona today, and that's bringing in plenty of monsoon moisture. And so for us down at the surface, when you put it all together, it all spells out mostly sunny this morning, partly cloudy this afternoon, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over the mountains. A few of those will get out over the deserts, and they might get just close enough to the valley to kick up some gusty winds and some blowing dust. I don't think we're going to get a storm in here, at least this afternoon or in the early evening hours. But by later on tonight, clouds are going to continue to increase. And we will see widely scattered showers and storms continue over southeast Arizona, and a few storms might try to develop over the south central deserts as the deeper moisture comes on in. As you can see on the 3-kilometer NAM product here, it's got some Very light rain amounts, around 1/100th of an inch. And look at those dew points getting up towards 70. Overnight lows tonight mostly in the 80s. And then tomorrow morning, this is 5 a.m. Again, off the 3-kilometer NAM simulated radar product. And it does show some isolated showers and thunderstorms around Metro Phoenix at that time. And that seems reasonable. Not saying it's going to rain everywhere, but one or two spots could certainly get wet. And then the rest of the day looks pretty active tomorrow with an inverted trough approaching from the southeast. Deep monsoon moisture is certainly with us. And looking at some of the atmospheric parameters, this is the precipitable water value coming off of the 3-kilometer NAM tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock, showing 1.75-inch values here over south central Arizona. So we've got the moisture. What about instability? Well, CAPE values, convective available potential energy, up around 1,500 joules per kilogram. So we've got plenty of buoyancy to work with. And so you put it all together, it means scattered showers and thunderstorms for at least the eastern 2/3 of the state tomorrow afternoon. Now, of course, they will be scattered. No one can say exactly when and where they're going to be, and if you're going to get wet or if not, but you know the nature of the monsoon. One neighborhood gets an inch, somebody else gets nothing, but that's going to be the nature of it. Hit or miss tomorrow, we're going with a 40% chance of storms. Now, depending on how Thursday works out, Friday could also be an active day. Maybe a little less so, but still we're going with scattered showers and thunderstorms over the eastern 2/3 of the state, and a chance of those getting into the valley continues. High temperatures will be down a little bit further, around 98 to 102, with added humidity levels and more clouds around. And even on Saturday, we'll start to see the moisture thinning out over the western third of the state, but I still think we're going to be in the monsoon soup here on Saturday with partly sunny skies, highs upper 90s to about 103, a slight chance we could see a shower or storm. Sunday, the GFS is still trying to hold on to moisture here across at least the eastern half of the state, although many of the models try to dry us out. We're going to keep the forecast dry for Sunday, partly cloudy skies. I say dry, but I think humidity levels will still be up a bit. High temperatures right around 100 to 103 or so. More or less the same forecast on Monday. We'll add a degree or two onto that. And Tuesday, we'll warm it up a little bit further with highs 103 to 107. Sky partly cloudy. Isolated showers and storms continue over the eastern third of the state at least. The GFS still insisting that maybe there could be a shower or storm that gets into the valley at that time. But once again, the vast majority of guidance says no. All right, here we go out to a week from today. This is Wednesday, the 29th of July, and it looks like a pretty complex flow pattern here with a weak upper ridge just to the west, kind of an anticyclonic flow over Arizona, a short wave off of the northern California coast, and that kind of looks fairly dry for us, although if there is northeasterly flow and there is any monsoon moisture out there, any storms that would develop over the rim could be pushed toward the deserts. But right now, I think the forecast would likely stay dry for this period. But hang on a second, things change quite a bit as we go out 10 days to the end of the period. This is Friday the 31st. High pressure now centered over Utah, 594 ridge there. A deeper easterly flow here. And that would set the stage for monsoon moisture to make a return and potentially some disturbances or inverted troughs moving around that feature to bring scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms across a good portion of Arizona once again. And of course, this is 10 days out and subject to change. We won't know any of the finer details until we get closer, but the majority of models seem to buy into this idea of more active weather once again for the latter portion of next week. Let's check out precipitation coming off of the European Ensemble, 51 members here, and the ensemble mean is around an inch. And so this looks rather promising that we're going to start to see some more robust rainfall around Phoenix over the next 10 to 15 days. And that is much needed good news. There might be a little bit of a lull in there sometime later this weekend and early next week, but it does look like overall conditions are looking much more typical for this time of year. All right, looking at temperatures off of the European Ensemble, the trend is down, and maybe we don't even make the century mark sometime either Friday or Saturday. We'll see about that. And then temperatures fairly close to, or maybe just a couple of degrees shy of average as we kick off the month of August. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and click that notification bell so that whenever we post a brand new video, you'll be alerted. Your comments, questions, and suggestions always encouraged as well. I thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. You guys be safe out there, stay cool, drink plenty of water, watch your kids around the pool, and have yourselves a delicious Wednesday.